Howard, I know that you've got a goal of $12 million today. You were telling me that the volatility is good, and that's good for a day like today so that you can raise more money and give more to charity.
Right. So our company loves volatility. So the busier it is, a little chaos, a little excitement, that creates volume. And so, you know, Fridays can be a little quiet. So we're really excited that it's been volatile. It's got keeping the markets up and exciting. And so far, we're running really neck and neck to last year. So hopefully we can get that final push and go another $12 million this year.
How 14 years later?
Well, it is amazing. If you think about it and you look around this trading floor, you think of there were trading floors just like that at the top of the trade center, and every single person was lost that day, 658 people. So we fought back to try to make sure we take care of their families.
What do you think that Gary would be thinking today if he saw what you have done with this company 14 years later?
Well, it is amazing.
If he saw what you have done with this company 14 years later?
Well, it is
14 years later. 14 years later. 14 years later.
Well, it is amazing. If you think about it and you look around this trading floor, you think of there were
her so much, but as you reach back and you remember all of those workers, including your brother Gary, you know, what's the one thing that you really hope people, but as you reach back and you remember, all of those workers, including your brother Gary.
I have 51 children of people who passed. 51 children of, and then I have the great honor is I have 51 children of people who passed away working at the company now. You imagine how amazing that is? I have 51 children of people who passed away working at the company now. You imagine how amazing that is? I have twin girls who work for us. So it's the greatest honor to who work for us. So it's the greatest amazing that is. I have twin girls. Amazing that is. I have twin girls who work for us. So it's the greatest honor to employ their children, as you said, and it just makes us feel that we are one with their families, which is the most important thing.
He has a very sudden midlife crisis. He lands in Cleveland.
You do know why you were sent to me?
Listen to me, small visitor. I can explain how you got here.
Maybe you're here for some...
Howard, pull it out!
Until he discovers just who he really is.
Oh, no.
Europeans picking on Kentucky bourbon
Secretary
or
Lutnick,
Harley Davidson motorcycles.
Are you saying this is an emotional response?
It's disrespectful.
Are you saying this is an emotional response, or will we see
like a movie? I know when I came walking down here early this morning and saw both towers on fire and people on every street corner, it was like a movie. But you watched the planes hit the towers.
I was watching with my roommate. It was approximately several minutes after the first plane had hit. I saw this plane come out of nowhere and just ream right into the side of the Twin Tower, exploding through the other side. And then
but we have to rebuild at least as good and maybe better.
Just finally, can you tell me emotionally, as you walked around, we've heard some of the stories from the firemen. They're so exhausted and mentally and physically. What was it like for you personally to go in and see all of what you saw? Well,
it was amazing to see it. It was a very depressing scene, but I'll tell you what, you really can take heart. These firemen and policemen and the construction workers equally, the courage they have is unbelievable. I mean, they're working, digging out and lifting up steel. And
Donald, I understand you were actually a witness to what happened this morning.
Well, I have a window that looks directly at the World Trade Center, and I saw this huge explosion. I was with a group of people, and I really couldn't even believe it. And even, I think, worse than that, for years I've looked right directly at the building. I'd see the Empire State Building in the foreground and the World Trade Center in the background, and now I'm looking at absolutely nothing. It's just gone, and it's just hard to believe. Look at Larry Silverstein, who's a terrific owner in New York and a very good friend of mine who I just called. I was very worried about him because I assumed maybe he was in the building. He took possession of the building 1 week ago. As you know, he just bought the World Trade Center.
Right.
And he was in his office, and he was getting ready to move into the World Trade Center over the next 2 weeks. So when I just spoke to him, there's nothing you can do when people are going to be bombing planes at your building. Now, I guess maybe the world is going to be changing, and maybe you're going to have F-16s flying all over the city, etc. But it's a pretty tough situation.
Donald.
Sarah Ferguson has opened up about nearly getting caught in the 9/11 attacks, which killed almost 3,000 people in the USA in one of the worst acts of terror the world has ever seen. Today marks 22 years since two hijacked planes were flown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York, causing untold devastation and killing thousands of people. Another plane was flown into the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and another crashed into a field in Pennsylvania after heroic passengers on board the aircraft managed to overpower the terrorists. So many people have told of near misses with being caught up in 9/11, from missing trains that delayed workers to security passes not working on office doors. One of those people to have a near miss was Sarah Ferguson, who had a packed schedule full of meetings in NYC. Meghan Markle losing America as Harry zooms ahead. Bombshell new poll shows Fergie, a mother of two daughters to Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, started that terrible day with an interview at NBC Studios. She was then due to attend a meeting with her charity Chances for Children at their offices on the 101st floor of the North Tower of the World Trade Center.
Watched your show all along. No. I don't remember you saying, "Oh my God!" No, come on.
No, that's why I was surprised.
Did you feel deep pain in the first quarter? I've watched your show all along. I don't remember you saying, "Oh my God!" No, come on. I don't remember you saying, "Oh my God!" No, come on.
Howard the Duck, trapped in a world he never made. Coming from George Lucas, a Willard Hike film, a Gloria Katz production.
Sort of a disaster area. We've been working on some new songs, you know? See, the band's called Cherry Bomb, and...
Yes, I love everything Outlander to Scandal to Liar at the moment. I love everything. Yeah, well, actually, to Liar at the moment. To Liar at the moment. I love everything. Yeah. I think it's really important. I'm so diversified that all the old wizards of life have said to me, "Oh, you need to be focused, only focus on one thing." And I'm saying, no. All the old wizards of life have said to me, "Oh, you need to be focused." All the old wizards of life have said to me, "Oh, you need to be focused, only focus on one thing." And I'm saying,
Howard Lutnick passing the torch to a new generation after his confirmation as Commerce Secretary. Lutnick named his two eldest sons and 3 company deputies to run the core of Cantor Fitzgerald's businesses. Brandon, who is 27, is now CEO and chairman, while DJ Kyle Lutnick is executive vice chairman of the parent companies. For more, we are joined by Bloomberg's Max Abelson. Howard himself took over when he was not even 30.
Yeah.
This is kind of in keeping with the Lutnick family. Plus, Brandon's kind of been around a long time. Are they prepared to take over?
Today on Forbes, the most hated guy on Wall Street, the unspoken story around Howard Lutnick, Trump's pick for Commerce Secretary. On the morning of July 27th, Cantor Fitzgerald's longtime CEO, Howard Lutnick, took the stage at Bitcoin 2024 On the morning of July 27th, Cantor Fitzgerald's longtime CEO, Howard Lutnick, took the stage at Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville, Tennessee, where thousands of crypto fanatics had gathered to listen to royalty from the MAGA universe, including Vivek Ramaswamy, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Donald Trump himself. He retold a familiar story. On September 11, 2001, He was dropping off his oldest son on his first day of kindergarten when a plane struck the World Trade Center, where Cantor Fitzgerald's headquarters sat on the 101st to 105th floors. All 658 of his employees in the building that morning were killed, including Lutnick's brother, Gary, his best friend, Doug, 28 sets of brothers, and 1 set of sisters. Describing the close-knit workplace, Lutnick recalled his hiring strategy, saying, quote, "We had an unusual model. We only wanted to work with people that we liked." Lutnick promised to give 25% of the firm's profits to families of the deceased for 5 years, eventually shelling out $180 million.